So we're going to kick on the car here, and I'm going to demonstrate how you can measure using the moving microphone method, or the MMM. And we're going to fire up both the Goldhorn and we're going to fire up REW Wizard. Now, if I am measuring my left speakers, for instance, I am going to usually put the laptop here. When you're measuring the right, I usually put the laptop here, and the main reason is so it doesn't pick up reflections off of the laptop as much. Ideally, you wouldn't be in the car with the laptop, but you'd need two people, I guess. So we're going to turn on the RTA, and we're going to turn on the generator, and we've got Goldhorn in the background. All right, now I'm just going to kind of, as if I was measuring, say, the left front speakers. So I'm going to mute all of the non-left front speakers. And this is just a matter of clicking until you get what you do want. Okay. Make sure that your rig here that you're measuring with, I'm using a USB dongle, which runs actually pretty decently, very noise-free, running it phono jack to the aux in on my car. There are other ways to do it. This seems to just work out for me for this car. And then make sure that this is actually the signal that REW Wizard is going to use to output sound. Oops. There we go. In your preferences, adjust the output device to match. And this one just happens to be called USB audio. That way, you're not playing your test tones through your laptop, which not ideal. All right, so we got it set. Got all of our EQ and all that stuff ready to roll. We got our volume. I'm going to pause the Bluetooth, switch to auxiliary. I've learned that this car tends to like the volume at about 40. Doesn't really matter as long as you just don't clip. You don't want it too loud though. And I'm just going to do a quick test. Pink noise. It's a little quiet, but it'll be, I think, useful for this demonstration. In practical terms, you'd usually have the windows up, suffering here in the car without AC. It's not running. It's connected to a generator, so the battery won't die. And we're going to start. And as we do this, we're going to record while we make slow, deliberate movements, picking up averages. About tennis ball sized circles or figure eights around your ears where your seating position is. Microphone. Probably do that without the sound at the same time. So microphone, this one is calibrated to a 90-degree calibration curve, and that curve is set in preferences. And where is the curve? Under eCal files, and there's my microphone U-mic 90-degree cal file. And that means that rather than measuring this, it's measuring this. So yeah, you're gonna go in a tennis ball sized sphere around each ear, at roughly 50 averages per ear. And then you'll stop the recording. So I'm actually going to do this for the sake of proper recording here for a second. And then stop the sound. And what you're left with is a response that you're going to use to control for EQs and things like that. And so you hit current, and then that drops whatever you just pulled into, it pulls your response into REW. I would then recommend labeling that. So just say test left front, all. A window's down so you can see the response just goes crazy. But in general, you're going to measure either individual speakers or you can measure groups of speakers this way using the moving microphone method. Get your responses, record them, and then work from there with EQ controls and things like that.